I'm Dr. Mel, and welcome to another interview with Dr. Mel's Message. Now, my guest today, let me say, is he a friend? I would say yes. Is he a colleague? Oh, I would have to say yes. Is he an actor? Yes. But what is he doing here on my interview blog? Let me tell you, he's got some books coming out that you're not going to want to miss. And I have the pleasure of being his publisher. So welcome, Tracy. I want to introduce you to the world. Tracy Miller.
Hello, Mel. How you doing today?
I am doing good, Tracy. I am
Very
so happy.
good.
Let me tell you, I am so excited to have you here because I have a feeling we could probably talk like for 2 hours, but since we can't because we might lose our audience, we're going to just get down to the nitty gritty. First of all, you are a fabulous actor. I know because I had the pleasure in working with you as a producer with a film called Dark Blue, and I saw you in action, and you're just beyond reproach when it comes to that. So thank you for using your talent there.
Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. But that's not why you're on my show today. You're on my show because you have brought me not one, but 2 new books for Absolute Author Publishing House. So let's start with the first one. Tell us about the title, what it's about, why you want to write it, and all that good stuff. Don't leave anything out.
All right. The first book is called Wild Child, Wrong Place, Right Time. It's a memoir. It's a true story. Well, it's 90-something% true, just the facts, ma'am. And the reason I wanted to write it was I spent a number of years roaming around the planet via thumb and backpack back in the 70s. And I would tell friends bits and pieces of my story, you know, here in the film and TV industry. And they say, Tracy, that's a book, that's a movie, write it. And, you know, I was an actor hustling work. I was married. I had 3 kids I was raising. I didn't have the head space and the heart space to sit down. And now, unfortunately, the wife is gone. The kids are grown. And it was COVID and I had a lot of time. So, I mean, I've never studied writing or any of that. I just sat down one day, pulled out the laptop and started typing away. And I tell you what, Mel, it flowed out of me like it happened yesterday. I mean, my memory was so vivid. A friend of mine that's a writer said, Tracy, did you keep a diary? I said, no, I don't know why. It's 40 years ago. But the memories were so vivid and the details so thorough that I wrote the whole, what is it? I don't know, 220 something pages, 230 something pages. And I wrote the whole thing in less than 2 months.
Wow.
It just dumped out of me.
Well, first of all, I want to clarify this for the readers and my viewers right now. First of all, this isn't your typical memoir at all.
No.
And the reason why I say that is because of the situations you find yourself in over the last 40 years, especially during the time frame that you're writing this particular book.
Right.
You have some really not wild, unbelievable stories, but wild, unbelievable stories. Tell us just one real quick. Let's tease the audience, so to speak.
In 1978, I was in Munich, Germany. It was December of 78, and I had hired on to run cars from the west to the east, and that meant smuggling cars into these countries where they have 250% luxury tax. You sell them on the black market, forge your passport, and leave. But we were kind of bored one day, and we were waiting for the bosses to come so we could take off and hit the road. And I decided to start a competition with the other 8 or 9 drivers. We were trying to see who could break into the car the quickest, one of our Mercedes.
Wait. You know what this sounds like?
What?
You were the Fast and the Furious before the Fast and the Furious was even a Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I could probably show them a few things.
I think you might. Keep going.
And all of a sudden, 2 big Volkswagen vans pulled up from each side and out poured these German police. And the German police are not small, they're big. And they rushed up to us. It turned out across the street was an office building, and they saw us with the hanger trying to break in this Mercedes, and apparently they called the police. You know, it was my idea. I was doing stupid things, and that's that's kind of why the book's called Wrong Place, Right Time. And they took us to jail. And one of my friends, an Australian guy named Michael, he had walked away and he started to walk back. And I was like, no, 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 no. So someone had to be there to tell the bosses what happened.
Oh, Lord.
And when we got to jail, 8 or 9 of us, they took everyone's passport, but I didn't have mine. I left it in the hotel, which we were right in front of. And it was a flea trap hotel on the outskirts of Munich. And they broke us into 2 groups, all of them and me.
Uh-oh.
They put them in one
When
cell.
you say all of them, about how many of all of them are there?
There's probably about 8 of them.
Okay.
Altogether, I think there's 8, 9, or 10. I don't know. I got them listed in my book.
Okay.
They put them all in one cell and they put them in my own cell. And I started to go, oh, this doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't sound good either, honey.
Yeah. And the bosses came a few hours later, and they were definitely pissed off because they knew it was going to cost them money, because they have to get insurance policies on your car under your name that guarantees you're not going to sell it in the country, one of these, Middle Eastern countries. And if you do sell it, you have to have a stamp that says you paid the tax on it. And they let all my friends go but me.
Ooh.
I was being arrested for being a suspect of the Red Brigade, which was a terrorist organization in the 70s in Europe, in Western Europe. And I was going, guys, I'm a Yank. What? Well, they kept me for 3 days.
You even got out and aren't dead right now.
They kept me for about 3 days. They questioned me often. Detectives were coming in left and right. And I finally convinced them, basically, they finally believed me because they're looking at my passport and seeing the stamps in it and everything, that I was basically a dumb American that was doing something stupid to pass the time. And they basically, they had to let me out because, I didn't speak German. I don't speak Deutsch. No sprechen Sie Deutsch. I can order a beer, but that's about it. And so they cut me loose, and I took a taxi to the hotel, and everyone was happy to see me. The bosses were very upset with me, but that's one episode.
Yeah. And when I tell you this book is filled with stories like this, you're just going to go, ay, ay, ay. How is Tracy even out free, much less alive right now? And like I said, this is just one of your stories. The book, what has been, I know you said you wrote it in like 2 months, but what has been the most difficult, challenging thing for you as a new author?
I find writing comes very naturally to me and very easily to me.
Okay.
I wrote the second book, which is a novella, and I'm starting a third book next week. I'm doing research on it right now. I heard a recording on writing where the main man that was talking said there's 2 types of writers. There's plotters, which plot it out, and then there's by the seat of your pantsers. Well, I've been by the seat of my pantser all my life, so it turns out that's how I am as a writer. But the most difficult part really is waiting for it to get edited.
Yeah. And then get it into my hands.
And then get it into your hands and all that. So I keep myself occupied by studying on the internet how to market and promote it. And that all calls for technical skills, which I don't know. So, I farmed out my website to a friend. He's building it. This will go on it, the book cover, all the rest of it that I'm learning. I'm learning a tremendous amount.
Right.
By a couple of successful authors, English authors, British authors that market their own books and do quite well. And I've been reading your book along with it on marketing and promoting. So that's the most difficult part, is comprehending, how to set up an autoresponder, how to do all that. But as far as the writing, I think I'm just lucky. It just some reason came to me.
Yeah, well, some people that I've met are natural born writers, period. It doesn't matter if they have a college degree or no degree. They're natural born writers. They get it done. And you're one of those. So you're very lucky in that aspect. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes to marketing, and like you alluded to my book, How to Launch and Market a Book, the one thing that I said, and this is what I want to congratulate you on, that I preached in that book, is that when it comes to marketing your book, you're not marketing the book at all. You're marketing yourself as an author. And
yes.
How hard was that to, I guess, as the author of that book, and somebody that owns a publishing company, how hard was that for you to really realize that you are marketing yourself as an author and you're not really marketing the book?
I've been an actor for 38 years, so I know about marketing myself, because that's what I do all the time.
Right.
So it again came very easily to me. The concept that I'm going to market myself, like I bought the domain name TracyMillerAuthor.com.
There you go.
And my grandfather during my travels was my first hero in life. And we used to exchange letters going back to when I was a kid. And I'd write him these things in my early 20s. I was living on a kibbutz in the north of Israel. And he wrote me a letter and said, son, you're a storyteller. You're a natural storyteller. Keep a diary. But I couldn't be bothered with a diary. I was too busy living it. But like I said, the memory was just vivid. And now my second book and my other books are going to be fictions. But they're fictions with the same subject material, just putting them in different parts of the world where I've been.
Yeah,
I believe
it's a part of a stylized thing that you're actually, I guess, adopting as an author then.
Right. It's like it was a calculated risk. I don't know. I wouldn't say risk, but if the books find success, they find a viewership, a readership, then I will be writing a series of books in this genre.
All right. Now, I know about your background, of course, because we worked together on another film. But do you see you writing a screenplay along the way about this?
Oh yeah, yeah. I said, my friends in the industry always said, Tracy, it's a movie. In fact, I've picked some close friends that are real avid readers, and they've read my book and almost to a person they said, Tracy, it reads like a movie, So yeah, that'll be something else to learn, is how to write a screenplay. I've been saying the words for years and making them my own.
I have a feeling you'll pick up that craft pretty easy, knowing that you're so familiar with screenplays,
Right. Yeah.
Now, what's the name of the second book?
Well, right now I don't have a complete name on it yet. The character's name is Hank Max.
Not Melissa?
Huh?
I said, not Melissa?
No. Hank Max.
Okay.
But I named it that because I just like the ring of it, but also because my father's name was Max, and my late brother, my oldest brother, was also a writer, and his pen name was Max. So I combined the two, and I explained it in my first fiction book, my novella, that my father was a 40s film noir buff, and he liked the sound of the name because it sounded like a detective character out of one of those films.
It does. It absolutely does. Now, what about the third book? What's the name of it if you have it?
I don't have it yet. It's just materializing in me. It'll be at the end of the novella. It says to be continued.
There you go.
It'll be a continuation of that. Like I said, the same subject matter, a young man traveling the planet and getting into mischief and fun. As I say, when I explain my first novel, I explain it in movie terms because I'm an actor.
Right.
It's a mixture of Midnight Express, Indiana Jones and Casablanca.
Oh, there you go. I watched Casablanca the other night.
Yeah, so it's a combination of those. It's a bit of a thriller, a bit of a crime story, a bit of an action adventure, and a bit of a love story. Because let's face it, it was the 70s, and I was traveling around the world and falling in love every other week, and we had a lot of fun back then.
Yeah, I'm a 70s child, teenager.
Yeah.
Time, so I kind of get it. Yeah, I've been there. I lived that era. I've been there. Now, what do you prefer better, acting or writing? Ooh, that was a tough one.
Well, that's kind of asking you which one of your kids is your favorite.
Fair.
They both feed me creatively. Right now, I'm probably a little more enamored with writing for two reasons. One, it's been very slow in Los Angeles because of COVID. And two is it's like the new baby. It's my new love.
Right.
But I plan to do both of them and continue doing them. The beautiful thing is I can bring my laptop to set, and when it's downtime, I can be writing one of my books.
There you go. It's a perfect marriage. Yeah. Combination. It is for the creative mind. Now, one last question for you. When it's all said and done, how do you want Tracy Miller to be remembered?
Oh boy. Well, it goes beyond writing and filming. It's I started a real estate investment company several years ago with my youngest son, and I call it the Legacy Group because I want to leave a legacy to my children. So I want to be remembered as a good man, a good father, a good friend, a successful author of interesting, intriguing books, and a quality actor. Regardless of what success I get, as an actor, I've won 6 Best Actor awards for 3 different films that have shown around at film festivals around the country. So, but I think a good man and a good father, and let's change that. A successful author.
Okay. Well, I will do my best as owner of Absolute Author Publishing House, publishing your book to help you get that goal. How's that?
That sounds like a deal to me.
And I can probably help you out with the acting too in a little bit, because one of my screenplays just got picked up and there's a role for you in it too. So hey,
I love that.
I
love to climb in the sandbox and play when it comes to acting.
There you go. And I love working with you, so that it's perfect for us. We have a lot.
You're strong-minded. I'm strong-minded. We went like this once or twice, but it's in the pursuit
but that was
of
good. That's good.
We're in pursuit. I think a little conflict is advantageous because it's in pursuit of a better story.
Exactly.
And by that conflict, ideas come that improve the performance.
You better believe it. Let me tell you, you better believe it. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because just imagine a film, a screenplay, or a book without conflict. What do you have? Boring.
A boring read.
Boring.
Yeah.
So, no, I love that part, because there's a difference between, quote, butting heads and walking away as enemies, and butting heads for the betterment of a product for the end.
Yes.
And I think that relationship works not only producer, director to actor performance, as it does to publisher, author, and product.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But in the end, you've got to love what you do, whether it's writing or acting. And I think you have come to love both. And I do. Love that.
I love both of them. It's it's like what I did in the 70s. It's falling in love every other week. It's a fresh love. So she has all my attention right now.
There you go. Well, how can people find you? I know on Tracy Miller, the author.com, right?
TracyMillerAuthor.com. A website is being built right now.
Okay.
And on that website, there'll be links to purchase the book, Actually, what I'm doing is the novella I'm going to give away for free.
Ooh, okay.
So people can get to taste what I'm writing and see if they like it and if it speaks to them and if they want to take more journeys with me. Because to me, writing is about sharing a journey.
It is. You're absolutely correct.
You know, so tracymillerauthor.com, and my website should be up by we'll say the beginning of June.
All right. That is incredible. And I am so happy for you, Tracy. And
well, thank you, Mel.
I just want to thank you, number one, for coming on to Dr. Mail's Message. I love having a platform with I can share creativeness with creative people. Does that make sense?
A lot of sense to me.
And you're one of those creative people.
Well, thank you, dear. So are you.
Oh, thank you. Again, I've been chatting with Tracy Miller. He's an actor, an author, and a friend. How's that? And
there we go.
My sincere pleasure speaking with you today, Tracy. And I wish you good luck. And I cannot wait to get my hands on book 2 and 3 now.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Again, all right, pleasant day. And thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Bye-bye.